Hello, hello, hello. Sorry for the delay. I was eating a delicious meal that Ash made. So we are here. I'm just going to quickly load up and see. How is everyone? What are we up to? Tell me all of the things. Stats. Everybody. Cool. Hi. Oh no, not the sick. Erin and you can be sad together in your sickness. I think I have long COVID. Oh no. Chat is sick as fuck. Yeah. Because what are healthy people? I also have a refresher because I need it. Gotta love a good juice box. But yes, I'm so sorry to hear that you both are unwell. That is not fun. I am in dogged perseverance of the fact that I am definitely not sick. Whether that is a lie that I'm telling myself, absolutely. That is just the consequence of my actions. I can't afford to get sick at the moment. Like, obviously, you can't help it, but we're taking a lot on. So, hey. But hello and welcome to this live where I'm just going to be talking through my stats. I have gone and separated my spreadsheet to just have Q3 stats. Would you want to see that or see like where I'm at for the whole year, Q3 inclusive? Oh dear. Whoever gave it to you can go shove a cactus up their ass. And I don't think, I was thinking maybe like we could do reading sprints, but I just don't think I have the brain power. I had to get up early. No! Oh, the betrayal. Oh! Would she be offended if I shoved a cactus up her ass? I just mute myself because I find that the juice boxes are very noisy. That's fine then. Happily. Probably. But that sounds like a them problem, to be honest. Like, as long as the people that are okay with it are okay with it. I definitely was in a shoving cactuses up people's asses today at work. They were just, some of them, goodness gracious. But not clients, funnily enough. But yes. So we'll just do a little statty chatty. And yeah, I don't expect to be going for too long. But I found that doing this live is so much easier on my brain than trying to have to just read out a bunch of numbers and then screenshot all of the images and put them in over the top. So statty chatty it is. Yeah. Oh my god, it's so much easier. Obviously, like, my stats are very me. It might be a lot for some people, it might not be. So it is just what it is. I don't track a lot of information. I just do what I can. And it's been interesting, like, recording my reading in such a numerical way for the past couple of years, because my life changes, obviously, and so does my reading. Because I was looking back on it, and like September last year, I read 6,000 and something, 6,400, and then my averages are like 5,000. And then this year, overall, have been like 4,000 average, which is amazing, but it's also very much less for me. But I'm also okay with that as well. Like, I don't need to just read all the time. I can, but I don't. So yeah, let me know if you just want to see Q3 stats independent of 2024, or if you want to see all of the stats. Yeah. I'm always a firm believer in tracking what you're interested in tracking and not bothering with what you don't want to, even if someone else tracks it. 100%. I do want to eventually incorporate more of seeing where I'm reading from, but I'm also very much in the sense of I can't be fuck sourcing this information. I just need it to be really there. Obviously I can utilize Google and Goodreads for like saying this is a so-and-so author or whatever, because I find that would be interesting, but currently I'm not doing it, and I don't intend on doing it next year either, because I'm intending on reading down my backlist, which is very cis and white, and that's just the way that it is. So each year we get more and more diversity on my shelves, but because I started accruing at a time where things I wanted to was very much white cis, it was like, okay, now that I'm actually expanding my reading and wanting to source this from different places, let's work on that. But all in due course. I saw last September I read 23 books. I don't know how I did that. Oh my gosh, I am in awe. I can't remember what. It's very easy for me to pull up on Goodreads. But brain decided to go, yeah, nah. Reading challenges. When did I read the most? I think 180. 2022. Do I still have that? Yeah. Okay, that's okay. I love all the stats. Yay! It's so much work to track author identity stuff, I can confirm. And like, a full appreciation. I know that it would be a good thing for me to do, but I'm just not at that place in my reading at the moment. If anything, I think it would be when I stop reading for quantity and start just exploring who I actually am as a reader, then that's when I'd be curious too, because there are less books that I have to sort of search, and I'm also curating my collection more as we go to have that in it as well. So then by the time I'm actually getting to read it, I'm like, yes, exciting, I can find this. It's also just like easy. Maybe I'm lazy. I'm definitely lazy, but that is also okay. I don't track anything, which is why I love Storygraph. Storygraph is fabulous. Sorry, I'm just having a look to see if I can find my 2022 tracker. Holy sweet mother of Lord, that's right. That was the year I read 19 Animorphs in January. Holy patchouli. Whoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Holy sweet Lord. Okay. So aside in April of 2022 and January where I read 19 bloody Animorphs, I actually wow, okay. I'm learning something new about myself. Huh. Interesting. 2022 was 365. Yay. 151 pages a day. Interesting. Okay. Oh, Lord. There are 1,219 entries in my author data list. Holy mother of sweet Lord. That is amazing. I'm also really excited to do the Wordle challenge next year in like a more genuine attempt. Not just, I didn't attempt it for Suffereth this year, but I went with the translated and Palestinian author and then tracked it, but yeah, I haven't made any plans to source those yet, but I'm really excited to give it a genuine go. What I think I'm going to do is maybe do like the last week of a month, and then the next month I have to read those books within the month. So then it's sort of like gives me a little bit more time to source things, and also then I have that structure rather than trying to do it on the fly in the month when I've already set my TBR. If that makes sense. Like I set my TBRs early anyway, but this way I can sort of go in with more of a game plan. I'm thinking. I'm also trying to decide because like I'm getting FOMO with the Bookshelf Ultimatum series that people are doing and like reading. I don't like the titles of the vlogs because, excuse me, ma'ams, they're very misleading. But the finishing every series I'm in the middle of, those vlogs, I'm like, you are not finishing this all in one hot diddly darn vlog. Excuse-moi. Excuse-moi. No. You're working on this. But I think the first one I saw didn't say it was an episode. So then I was like, how? Is this like a year-long project you've been doing? What the fuck? And yeah, I want to do something like that. And where it's just randomizing my series, but also like the vlog with reading like the genitalia homages on the cover, like with the flowers and all of that. That was a really popular vlog idea that people liked, and I haven't managed to make it work this year. So I really want to prioritize that next year. And then Bookish Peeps, because I love my Bookish Peeps. I'm so excited. Animorphs was a time. It was a long time for me. And I've got the first one sitting up on my bookshelves, and every time I look at it, I just go, ooh. Oh, yay. I'm glad. Yeah, that could be good. Might potentially fit in with another. Hey, mother of sweet Lord in heaven, help me. Ellie Mana messaged me the other day saying, you might be flying to America, but not to kill Amy. And I'm like, guys, I need my sanity, please. So that's, oh God. Petrifying. Absolutely terrifying. Alrighty. Well, maybe if we just look over the quarter 3 stats and then I can like solely those and then go into like the overall stats. I can do that. Yeah, that sounds good. I'm also just tweaking my Hebe Watsits and Thingamawobs to take out the ones for this year that no, I want to cover. I have already read. Is it below? Here we go. Perfect. Why is that July? That should say October. Did I? Ah, no. Oh dear. Okay. Here we go. She's back. She's up and running. Okay. Sound good. Yeah. All right. Sure. And Q3. Radio. So here we are. So for, can I zoom in? Yeah, there we go. So for this quarter only, I read 49 books. Actually, if I move that over there, is that going to fuck with you all? Yep. Awesome. Now I can actually see what the hell I'm doing. So I read 49 books, which actually works out to be 41% of my reads for this year. It was so funny because last year it was 33% for pages read, hours, and books read. It was bang on 33%. So I definitely read more collectively this time in this quarter, but that's fine. It was 15,398 pages, so 39%, and then my hours listened was 162, and I acquired 22 books out of the total 64. So 34% of my acquisition. Okay, actually, that's not that bad. I thought it was a lot worse. I thought in comparison it was like 50% of my acquisitions, but it's not. It's a third. Okay, I'm fine with that. That's so funny. I'm just double checking that actually is correct. Yeah, okay, because February and March were such, oh, that's interesting. So February and March were both, like, that was 25 books between them. That's so funny. So April, May, and June was 12 out of 64. So there was only 20% and then split between. That's so funny. Okay. That makes me happy. I haven't adjusted. No, I have. Okay, so this quarter I read an average length per book as 314 pages, which I'm happy with. I am trying to keep that percentage up. Yes, Erin, I can hear you screaming at me. That small books are also very worthwhile, and I know they are. I think, if anything, Sufferathon both proved and disproved that sentence, because I read a shit ton of small things for Sufferathon, and a lot of them were good, but then also some of them were not so good. That's completely not right. I don't know how many pages that was in. Sure, who are we? We're looking at July, 30 days for September, April, June, and November. So what, 92? Is that what I'm doing? Is that who I am? So mother of sweet holy motherfuck. What the fuck? What the actual fuck is that? That is nuts. 300 plus pages seems like plenty of pages. It is. All sizes of books are good books, as long as the book itself isn't shit. It's just, Yeah. I think next year I'm not having a page goal. Like, I might, I don't know, even then it feels hard not to say like, oh, maybe I'll keep it at like 50%, you know, under 300 is fine. Because that's still a decent amount. But then I'm thinking about my TBR and I'm like, I still have like a shit ton of small things on there. I don't really need to have that stipulation, but brain just doesn't want to let it go. It's like, no, you need to prioritize the big things. And it's like, no. Holy lordy. Actually, that's interesting. So I can't remember if I've acquired anything that I haven't put on this. Only 28 books left on my TBR are under 200 pages. Like 28. I could do a vlog that's reading the smallest books on my TBR and finishing that off. And then I have freedom to read whatever the fuck I want. Not that I don't anyway. I feel guilty reading anything under 300 pages. Stop it. I know. I need to get over it. But like, same. It's not that I feel guilty. Is it that it's just I feel guilty? Guilty doesn't seem like the right word for me. But it's like, I don't know. I just feel like that sense of accomplishment is higher with a big book. Although the rating of it isn't always anyway. So what's it matter? It's a thing. It's a thing. And honestly, we read what we want and it will be fine. But I understand having that like, brain, Oh dear God. I'm just looking at some of the ones that are under 200 pages, and that's going to be very, under 300 pages. And then it's going to be an Dark Restraint is not 295 pages. Wow. Did I fuck that up? I think I fucked something up somewhere along the way, my dudes. No. I'm checking this. Apologies, I'm in my PJ pants. I want to be comfortable. Oh, for fuck's sake, I didn't even need to stand up. It's just here. Yep. No, it's 295 pages. Holy mother of fuck. Doesn't look it, though. Me. I think there should be a way to balance celebrating the big books as an accomplishment. Yeah, 100%. And I think that's where I got a little stuck this year having the 60% because it's like, then Suffer-a-thon came and I was like, oh dear God, like I've just completely fucked myself up the ass. But I haven't because I'm actually reading quite a decent amount of not necessarily bigger things, but 300 plus things. So I don't know. It's just interesting. And I know it's a completely arbitrary page thing, but it sticks in the noggin. It sticks in the noggin. We'll get there. I believe in me to find that balance. I think for me also, I love the graph on Storygraph where it's like your books and your pages are so far from one another. Like with the pages read, it's, hey, look at this amazing like difference. And it's like, well, I need to get over that. Let me see. I'll show this tab instead. So like, you know, pages, but number of books sort of thing. And honestly, like I read a fuck ton. I don't need to worry about it. It's fun. Okay. My bad. I get distracted. Yeah. In July, read 10, August 17, September 22. Thank you, Sufferathon. And like, thank you, Pickpongathon and Sufferathon for getting me out of not a reading slump, because I still read a lot, but like pushing myself to read a lot. Because we've got July at 3,787 pages, August at 5,734, and then September at 5,877. Although I did read Dragon Keeper, which 295 pages of that, so put me over my 6,000. But that's just not how I record my reads. And then, as per usual, physical audiobook. Oh, that makes me happy. Wow. I read a lot of physical things. 5 of those would have been the Giant Days. 4 of those. 8, 9, 10, 11. 4 of those were the Giant Days graphic novels. I read one thing of Full Metal Alchemist that I can remember. I read a decent amount of ebooks. It's weird. Can we tell why? Like, if I'm got the ebook, I just end up listening to the audiobook. It went wee. And then, yeah, predominantly adult, bit of sprinkling of everything. Again, that was the Giant Days graphic novels for 4 of those. Wow, it's just so weird seeing these different stats with adult being 53% of my reading now. I do remember when I was tracking this, and that was not the same stat. Let's see. Oh my god. So in 2022, my YA was 28%. And it's still 22, but it was just interesting. And then, woo! So I am actually so chuffed that my library is creeping on up there. Hello, good middle of the night to you. It is currently 7:45 where I am. I hope you're having a lovely middle of your night. I definitely still am picking up more than I thought I was. And then I like look at all the challenges people have sent me and I'm like, yeah, makes sense. And I've got a lot of YA series that are still underway. So I've got a lot more of those to tick off before I'm not reading as much YA. But I don't think I'll ever stop. It's just depending on where the percentage falls. Please rest well. That is an ungodly hour to be alive. So my thoughts and condolences for if you are choosing to do this voluntarily or just couldn't sleep. Yay, library. Yeah. Whilst I'm trying to read my TBR, my physical TBR, I am so bloody chuffed with, like, I've read 18 backlist this quarter alone and 11 of the acquisitions. So, like, and again, this is just the quarter. So I'm Hi, to see that. So I'm really happy. And then, you got a couple of Audible KU. That's fine. Oh dear. Well, I'll hope my dulcet tones can put you to sleep. I can get Ash in here to narrate an audiobook for you if you need, and his dark, brooding voice will hopefully help you doze off. Thank you. I don't have the stats on this spreadsheet, but I will talk about them because I am so bloody proud. But Libby app, hello. I did read a decent amount of Audible this quarter, and I am not 100% sure why. I know that I had the Can't Spell Treason Without Tea and the Iron Fae series that were on Audible. And then Borrow Box was 5. Huh. That's genuinely surprising. I think that was the Hangman series. But yeah, I'm liking this. This feels good. Ooh. This is the other bane of my existence. But I love it. So what did we do? We finished 4 series and caught up on 2. I continued with 19 books in series, which love that. So technically that is over just 50%. What is going on with my standalones? Why is it always like 35% of my reads are standalones? I don't get it. I genuinely don't understand. I feel like I'm not stop reading series, and then next minute, here we are. Wow. And then you just have me having an existential crisis over my series. So yeah, definitely probably not the most soothing thing. So glad you could join. I am going to have a quick sip of my juice boxer. Okay, much better. So, and then I started 7 series. I don't actually know what those were. Thursday Murder Club was Bookish Peeps. Everyone in my family has killed someone was because I wanted to. Good Girl's Guide to Murder was Bookstara. Tomes and Tea was because I wanted to. Iron Fae was Bookish Peeps. Rook and Ruin was Season-a-thon Group Read, and then Bonechard Daughter was because I wanted to. Okay, so there was a decent mix of like genuine book club reason versus because I want to. It is a good reason. It is a perfectly wonderful reason. So for next year, Ash came up with like a really cool like 25% sort of thing, which I wanted to do. But what I'm thinking might be a better series goal for me is if I start a series and I can continue with it, I have to. So like whatever series I start, I have to make sure I read the first and second book within 2025, because that way I don't feel like I'm constantly making progress if that's the case. So I don't know how realistically that would look, because that's a choice, but I'm just having a look. So this is my series spreadsheet currently. So like haven't continued. I swear I read that one. I swear I've read that. Have continued. Bookish Peeps though. Is that right? Color? Yeah. We'll continue. Not going to continue. Maybe. And then that way, yeah, it just, makes me like actually do the thing. Because I'm not against continuing series. I've got a lot of it. But I think the thing that's stumping me at the moment with my TBR goals and my series is the fact that so many are first books in series, and I don't want to read them because I don't want to add another series to the list that I've started. So I think like this year is trying to continue and finish off some of the older ones, which I have done. And then next year, it's if I start them, that's fine, but I need to continue with them. And then that way it also gives me an excuse to sort of, well, not an excuse, but like the reason and the joy if I read a first book in a series and the second one's coming out to pick it up and go to my library and get it like straight away and read it and see if I want to continue having it on my shelves. Obviously, if I read the first book and there isn't a second one at that point, fine, no worries. But yeah, I think that that's what I'm going to try to do. So then if I do have duologies on my shelves or that I really want to start, then I'm going to just whack them out. And that feels good in the soul. I've only continued 2 series in the last 3 years. Do you just read exclusively standalones or just first books in series? I'm just like, it's not bad. It's just, how? I read too many things to not have. I haven't even continued duologies. And 100%, you only need 100%. If like, I think that's also like I've gotten better at going, no, thank you. Okay, that's fine. I'm just like, how? I have too many series on my shelves, and so I'm trying to read my backlist. I'm like, what? But that's it. Like, cool. Yeah, and like, if you're finding new things that you love, then why not keep reading first books in series? Because that sounds like fun. I think the reason I have as many reading goals as I do, is because I need some form of structure. Otherwise, I don't trust myself to be left alone in the wild with 1,001 options. I'll get decision fatigue so badly that I just won't read. And who knows what chaos I would thrust upon myself. I'd go to a library and pick up the 5th book in a genuinely you need to read this in order series, because why the hell not? Oh, that hurt me just thinking about that. I know people do. It just, maybe that should be a challenge if we do Sufferathon next year, and just be like, pick a random book in a series. Just randomize it. You don't have a choice. I'm going to stop hurting myself now. I think my goal for next year is to read more with my eyes and at least 1 book a month that has to be over 700. That is a lot of pages. Like, you could finish 2 average size books in that time. But kudos. I don't think I have that many. I'm like, I've still got it set from biggest to smallest. I have 6 books on my TBR that are over 700 pages. 2 of them are the last books in trilogies I haven't started. One of them is the second book in said trilogy I haven't started. And then War and Peace, The Count of Monte Cristo, and Crime and Punishment. So I'm going to take a hard pass on that. That's why I love the ideas. That's why I love the idea of prompt drops. Yeah, and it keeps you going. It's like, I didn't think with Amazing Readathon, last year, I really, really struggled with like the prompt drops, but this year it seems it went really well. And then Fablin's going okay. So it's sort of, I just curate my list and then I stretch it to make everything work. I scared the bejesus out of myself reading A House with Good Bones. And then I spoke to my mom the next day and she's like, oh, you should pick up Matilda. I'm like, I actually need to do my annual reread of Matilda in October this month. Okay. What was the prompt for Fablin I was trying to fulfill? Wings on the cover. This is where having like 12 different editions of this book comes in handy because I found one that had wings on the cover. And so I just read that. Technically, I listened to the audiobook and I looked through the pictures of the one with the wings on the cover. So that's what we're counting and no one can tell me otherwise. It sounds horrible, doesn't it? But knowing my chaotic brain, it probably would do that just for shits and gigs to see how it goes. Oh, 100%. It was fantastic. I gave it 5 stars. Just the grandmother is my grandmother, and I was genuinely petrified she'd come back from the dead to haunt me. I was reading it at midnight, and I stopped at 11:50 to go brush my teeth because I have an app that has a tracker, and so I'm keeping my teeth brushing streak up. I had to close the bathroom door behind me because I kept seeing my grandmother out of the corner of my eye. She's been dead for 6 goddamn years. Isn't that okay? I loved it though. And it just... How T. Kingfisher just managed to hit all of those notes for me? Not sure. Am I slightly mad about it? Yeah. Was it a fucking fabulous book? Absolutely. So, yeah. Oh my God. It was just, there was so many things. And like, her relationship with my mum was more fraught than hers and my relationship. But mum was also more liberal minded and so would like encourage us to think independently and not be racist and that sort of stuff. And my grandmother was obsessed with roses, and there was a lot of parallels that I was not okay with. No. So, yeah, I loved it. I liked it. But I just, I genuinely freaked the fuck out of myself in the process of doing so. Me with the mum in radio silence. I need to reread that. That was such a wonderful book. I'm trying to remember the mother figure. I really don't remember that much about it. It's been so long since I've read it. I want to try more T. Kingfisher. Yes, yes, yes. Do it, do it, do it. What have you read? Because I really enjoyed the What Moves the Dead, A House with Good Bones. I enjoyed Nettle and Bone. I think that was my first T. Kingfisher. And it was fun, but it, like, looking at some of that other stuff, I'm like, yeah, I like this more than Nettle and Bone, but I still loved Nettle and Bone because it was just really cute in a kind of interesting way of going about that. And then I read Thornhedge. That was good, fun time. And then I think that's it. I think that's all the T. Kingfisher I've read at the moment. But I want to read so much more. I'm so excited. House with Good Bones, What Moves the Dead, Thornhedge. Yeah. That's all that I've read in 2024. Why is Bury Your Gaze tagged when I look up T. Kingfisher on Storygraph? Interesting. I really want to do the hollow places. Yeah. Only A House with Good Bones. That was because of Mary. Very nice. Oh, A Sorceress Comes to Call. I got an ARC version of that. Oh my God, they have so many things. I did not realize. Interesting. I really like Thornhedge. That's the only non-horror of hers I've read. Yeah. I quite like the fairy tale sort of vibe. But I haven't read too much of theirs. Like the fantasy stuff, I want to read more. Yeah. That could be very much the potential. Just weird. Caught me by surprise. Oh, okay. That would make sense. Just trying to see if there was anything that popped up on that, but I can't say anything, so that's fine. Paladin's Grace is the only one I've read so far. I'd like to read that series. I think I will enjoy it. So good. That's so interesting. Yeah. Beep, beep, beep. Yay. Tea Kingfisher love. Very enjoyable. So where's my brain? Am I actually? No, I'm slightly over. Wait. Oh no, that was for the month, for the quarter. Sorry, I thought I was actually at the goal of 60% or more, but I was not, and that's okay. So this quarter, I read one that was less than 100, 15 between that, 1 to 200, 7, 2 to 3, 10, 3 to 4. I'm averaging 4 to just under 5, which is. That makes me happy. And then a 5 and a 6. 3 6s. Jesus. So, yeah. Got that in there. Just did. Because that does my brain a confusion. So having it like that makes it a lot more sense. Publication dates. Read something that was fucking old. 1962. But predominantly the 2018 through to 2020. I don't talk about this in my wrap up anymore. I cannot be bothered. But it's still interesting to look at and see like, oh, okay, like I still am reading some relatively new releases, but damn, I'm finally getting to that backlist. And then Need to Be Read Before makes sense with how many series and authors that I love. I will have a tendency always to go back to Read Before. Yeah, especially the 2020. There is so much there that just, and this is only in this quarter as well. That's just Hideout, Disability, Visibility, Thursday Murder, How the King of Alpine, Disfigured. So these are like the key names that I've wanted to read for a while. Naps and Dream, Two of Giant Days, Bone Shard Daughter, Good Girl Bad Blood. Sorry. Yeah. Oh, Obsidian Tower, Tumbling Down. Oh, so many good ones. I don't either. I was doing the Animorphs restart, the Beautiful Dead restart, and my annual Matilda reread, and that is it. So I really haven't. Matilda's the only reread I've had this year, and I'm fine with that. But I think 2022, I had 6 rereads. What the fuck did I reread? Matilda, yeah. The Bad Tempered Ladybug. I forgot I had to read that for a challenge in Jonas. Oh, that's funny. Blue Bards. Oh, yeah, that's right. The Invasion. So they were all first books in series that I wanted to continue on with. Jonas, Batten, Matilda, and the Jolly Christmas Postman. Oh, that makes me so happy thinking of that. She's a crazy cucumber. Who's chatting in the Suffrathon Discord? We're not there. Meanwhile, I have a minor inconvenience and I'm running to a comfort reread. I think instead of rereading, I read authors. So if I'm needing like that comfort, I will pick up an author who I've read from before or continue on with a series that I'm really loving or something like that. Potentially. I could be just deluding myself and I just read like the chaos gremlin that I am. Who knows? Just double checking 2023 book tracker for my reads. Early starts. I had 4 rereads. What the hell? The Iliad. Oh, that was unfortunate. Silence of the Girls. Okay, so those 2 were for a vlog project. Matilda, and then the Looking Glass Wars. So continuing with the series that I wanted to. Yeah, it makes sense. So basically, I only reread the first book in the series if I'm wanting to restart them, and Matilda, and that's it. That's all the rereads that I do. I end up putting off new books from authors I've loved because they feel like too much pressure. That's fair. That makes sense. I'm just like, well, if they disappoint me, then just screw it. I'll shove a cactus up their ass. All right. The next stat that I'm going to look at, I'm pretty sure is my ratings. And that's going to be interesting. So what was my... Oh, no, genres. Okay. Fantasy, contemporary, graphic novel. Yeah. That is all A-okay. 4 thrillers? 4 mysteries? What the fuck was I doing? Okay, that's fine. Sure. I'm sort of impressed that contemporary and graphic novels were... fantasies are only 30% for the quarter. But, yeah. Okay, so my average rating was a 4.47. And I could do a whole bloody video on my rating system and all their by lack of. But yeah, it's like real soft. Hello, honey, I am home and here ready to please. Sheer determinative will to pick the most predominant genre. And vibes. Yeah. So it really also just depends on my mood for how I come from it. Like, I can tell you that horror was Earthlings. Other people might not put that in the horror category, but I sure as fuck did. And then also with the Storygraph and Goodreads, I will usually use that as a reference to go for the primary genre. So if it's like the first one's fantasy, that's what I put for the genre. Again, depends on the mood. I am pretty sure I've put it in all 3 of erotica, romance, and fantasy. No, not fantasy. No. Yeah, I've definitely only put it in erotica or romance. But did I read any this. I don't think I've read any this month. This quarter. No. I didn't, but where are you? Crimson Sails, I put as a fantasy. Dark Olympus for Midnight Ruin, I put as romance. What am I doing? I don't know. But anyway. And then I must have only read one Dark Olympus. Mother of Holy Truck. There we go. Thank you. Dark Times. Yeah. So I've only read one in 2024, but if I search Dark Olympus Cruel Seduction. Cruel Seduction I put under fantasy last year. Don't ask me why. Beautiful Darkness, Radiant Sin, I put as romance. So someone makes sense and never believe what I say as first series. And then for Wicked Beauty, I put it as romance. What the fuck am I doing? Anyway. I put it everywhere. I'm pretty sure for this, the erotic, I'm questioning everything about my existence. Okay. Why am I like this? Genre is constructed, so it mainly matters how you categorize it for your own system. I don't even keep it for my own system, apparently, though. And this is why I'm liking doing this live, because then I can talk through and go, the fuck. I have been putting Anita Blake in speculative paranormal, but I read Novella last night, and it was just several group sex scenes and nothing else, so I put it in that speculative romance. I don't have an erotica designation. That makes sense. I definitely know, because this is Ali from what's her channel name? It's Hardback Order, but now it's All I Do Is Read, but it's Ali, I think. Ali All I Read? I don't know. But their template from like 2022 with a few amendments made by Erin, thank you, and customizations for myself. So they did, in the original, had subgenre that you could put it under. I just don't care enough. But now I'm questioning everything about the my choices. And that's fine. Interesting. So, yes. Very, very interesting. Maybe I need to pay attention to my series and like write a note to myself and say, you're putting this under the romance, or you're putting this under erotica. Yeah, that's what I thought. I can't, I know that they have changed the channel name, but my brain just doesn't want to talk about it. Back order. Oh, it's just with Ali. That's all that it is. There we go. So, with Ali is Hardback Order, who has created this spreadsheet. Fuck you. I'm so cranky. Yeah. With my rating, again, completely subjective and has no real bearing on anything, usually, because I am hopeless. Ash gets very cranky that this is the way that it is, because he's like, no, there is definitely 2-star books. And I'm like, no. It's more a reflection thing for me that I realized that like a book's 2-star. And then by that time, I've already done my wrap up and I don't want to have to change my stats for it to fuck it up at the end of the year. So, yeah. I don't think I had anything that I would have considered a 2-star read in the last quarter. Oh. Yeah, probably. Probably. And that's probably more of a forced, but that's okay. I don't have to be perfect. It is all completely subjective. I think because in the moment when I finish it, I'm like, yeah, I can appreciate what this is doing. But like, it just wasn't for me. So it's still like a high rating because it wasn't bad. And then I'm like, realistically though, I just had attachments to things. Like this was a blind date with a book that my mum got me. And I felt bad that I didn't like it. But I just don't read contemporary women's fiction. It's just not something that I vibe with at the moment. And yeah. Oh, yeah. I forgot I did that. I had one 2-star book. It ended up being a hate read at the end. Was that... I want to say Elsie Silver, but I don't think that I'm remembering correctly. Because I remember you talking about a hate read. But I can't remember. I don't know. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, do I continue putting Ruby the Barbarian Lover under sci-fi, or should I put it under erotica or romance? I don't know. Hannah Grace, that's right. That's right. Yes. And then, because I got Daydream. Icebreaker. Wildfire. I think there's too much blood to be erotica. That's fair. Okay, that's fair. I'll keep it as sci-fi then. I was just like, oh dear. Hey. So that's my stats. Yeah. Not that there's a huge amount of plot, but there's some. There is, yeah. Cool. Okay, that's a good. Then yeah, I got my monthly breakdown, but I'm not gonna go through that. And then I got a lot of books. It was fun. And, look, it's okay. It's okay. I will get there. I'll get there. I have it as speculative romance, but I'm thinking I need to break down romance more. Yeah. Whatever floats the goat. However you want to track. However you want to do what you do, boo. Cool. All right. And then yeah, cool. I am confused. I thought I deleted those. Cool. Let me just leave that as is. So last year when I split it by and skewed my genre breakdown, what the heck? Feel that in my soul with animals. I was so cranky at it affecting my stats, so I was thrilled when I finally did it. Yeah. But, yeah. So that's all of my stats. This is just my year's totals and feeling pretty good. I just thought I'd give a little show. That's some serious YA. Yeah. And this is my backlist library in 2021 acquired. That makes me so goddamn happy. Like, look at that. Look at it. That is the perfect balance for me. Like, objectively, it's not balanced. But 50% and then a little bit from my library and a little bit from what I'm currently bringing. Yeah, I am happy. And then Libby. And Audible. It makes me happy. It's balanced in a way that I'm really happy with while I'm actively working on my TBR, essentially. And then when I read down my TBR and don't want to put as much of a focus on it, then I'm cool. Hi, Libby. I love you as much as I love the Libby app too. You are glorious. You is wonderful. Look at this. Every fucking time. But I have finished 14 series, which is fucking amazing. He's 20. So yeah, done good. But can I stop reading the same amount of standalones as my continuations in series, please? That's all I request for my brain, is just continue with them. I'm now looking at my TBR going, why am I like this? And then, hey. I have it confused. I thought I had failed this goal. Oh yeah, I have. Because I need that to be under 40 for that. Right, that makes sense. But I'm chuffed. I'm doing good for that. And I got some big books. Got some big books in. Got some little books in. Like, I still feel like I'm reading a lot of smaller things as well. It's just finding that little thing. I don't know. I feel like the fact you're continuing more than you're starting new series is relevant balance. Standalones can just be chilling doing their own thing. I find that I have a tendency to go towards, like, when I look at my TBR after I've made it, I'm like, oh, there is literally like the same amount of standalones as to continuations in series. So it's just the way that my brain goes, apparently. And I shouldn't probably fight it, considering like that is a decent looking graph. Yes, it does make me giggle every time it is exactly the same split. Just like, how do I manage this? Who knows? And then again, publication. Interesting. So many. It's good to break things up. Yeah, and I do agree that I think I unintentionally do it because I don't want to burn out on my series and just constantly reading series. So I'm automatically just like, I'm just going to pick one of these up because it feels a problem for a readathon. Oh, look, it's standalone. Whoopsies. And I think even with my entire TBR as well, there is also that a large chunk of them are not standalones. What am I looking at? It's 180. 179 minus 92. So 87 are in series and 92 are standalones. So if I'm reading my backlog, reading magic. It's so pretty. It's pretty, yeah. It's me fantasy. I got my Loud and Proud. What dystopians have I read? It's always interesting looking back on this and going, sure. I've read 6 nonfiction, which was my goal for this year, but I'm also going to try and participate in Nonfiction November. And I'm actually really excited about that, and will potentially film my TBR for it earlier so that I can include it in Cluedo if needed. Because I have a list of... Where is my list of nonfiction November books gone? Oh shit, I think I might have chucked it in my excitement planning things. Why am I like this? No, I already put it in one of my books for next month. So I have 4 books for the 4 categories, and I'm going to randomize which one I read. So then I read 4. But yeah. And they're all off my physical TBR. So that will be interesting. And then average rating. I do have to admit, like, my 5 stars used to be that. It was all. And so the fact that my 4 stars have increased significantly feels right, as I've read more and just form more opinions incoherently. Yes, it is. And I am tempted to sort of rig it. What was I putting that one in? I was putting that in code. Yes, it's English code language. And I would like that or Fry's Ties to win, either of those, because I need to read Fry's Ties for Pokemon. But if that doesn't win, I have other books for Pokemon, so we'll see. And then knowing me, I'll get one of the other 2 that instead. So we'll see. But yes, it is. And I've like put it's an anthropologist who is known in the field, and his name is Michael Jackson, hence the preface before saying that I've got 2 of Michael Jackson's books on my TBR. And I bought them when I was studying anthropology. I still haven't read them. I started studying anthropology in 2014. I've been out of uni for 5 years now. Well, out of my anthropology degree. So they've been sitting there a while, and I made sure to put them in 2 separate categories, so then they both have a chance of being selected. It hurts. And the thing is, I don't think they're going to be bad books. Otherwise, I would have just unhauled them because I'm no longer interested. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. And then I actually have to read 4 nonfiction in November, which, like, on top of all of, like, Pokemon and Bookish Peeps, I'm just like, I have made some interesting choices. Some really interesting choices with my life. I still have our notebooks that I was assigned during my first attempt at undergrad in 2006. Oh. You know, I do know that you are older than me, but shit like that really just puts it into perspective for me. I was in year 6. I'm pretty sure I still have books that I was assigned in year 6 as well. But that's so funny. I believe in you. You get to them one day. You'll get to them. I fully believe in your capabilities. And then lots of books have been acquired, but not many. Like, in terms of comparisons to other years. Yeah. That makes me happy. But yes, so that was my little stats. Oh, I just looked at my 2023 acquisitions, and I was at 67 for the whole year. Yep. Have I read? Nope. 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 Yes, I read that one. Beautiful. Gleanings of War and Peace. No. What have I got? Dead Poets. Yes, you motherfucker. Punk and Romantics bookseller. No. Turn of the Screw. 16 Souls. No. Yeah, I read all of those when I did. Lady for a Duke. No. Escaping from Houdini. I have done. Dracula. I have not. Rouge. I have not. The Book of Doors. I have not. Us Against You. I have. Thank you, Tracy, for that lovely gift. Gravel's Captive. I have. And The Fall Between. I have not. So what's that? I'm at 74% read for 2023s. Huh. Interesting. Stats. I'm not even going to say how old I was in 2006. Not year 6 then. And definitely not. Oh, it's just been so fun chit-chatting away and having a look at all the different things. Oh, that's right. I was also going to have a look-see. Oh, I didn't put those stats in. Okay. September, we ended with 214 and 180. Damn. So at the end of the quarter, well, for where I'm currently up to, I've got an Ashes of My collective TBR down by 56 books, and I've got mine down by 35. Nice. I would say I was a whole ass adult in 2006, but let's be real, 18 is not that. More half-ass adult. Yeah. He's a baby. It is. It was so funny. I was just talking about someone today at work, and I was like, yeah, this kid was 25. The person I was talking to, the clinician, was also 25, and I was like, I'm only 29. Like, I don't mean it's kid in the sense of kid. I mean in the sense of someone younger than me. But with that, I am going to wrap this up here. My brain has just done like a bullet, and I can't brain at the moment. I mean, we could sprint if you wanted to, but I'm just like, oh. So I may call it here if you guys are happy to. But thank you for chit-chatting about the steady studies and just joining me, going over things and talking about goals and life and reads. Have a good nuggets. Thank you again. And yeah, I will see you when I'm see you. Enjoy your bed and rest well, both of you too. Feel better soon. And I will chat to you all next time. Bye.